So, without too much exaggeration, I would like to tell you that, during my 2 decades of software development career, I was a very good programmer. I don't want to say that I was the best one can get, but I was pretty decent programmer. And you don't need to believe me, you can talk to the people who have worked with me, who have seen my code. Most of them can vouch for the fact that I was a very good programmer. And if I look back and try to find the reasons for that, I can tell you that I wanted to be my artistic self. I always treated software development as an art, and I wanted to be my artistic self while creating any piece of code. I never bowed down to this so called well known ways of doing software development. But I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking why I am talking about my being a very good software developer in this particular video, because this is all about focus, right? The formula for focus. Well, let me give you an answer because there is a relation to this. During my 2 decades of career, there were at least 4 or 5 times when I thought that I am not doing the way I was doing or I am capable of doing, and I was not at my artistic self. It's not that whatever I was doing was not correct or tests were failing, nothing like that. It was just that I was not satisfied with the things I was doing because I knew that I could be better than this. And if I look back, try to find the reasons for the same, I can come up with only one reason. My focus was missing during those times because the work which I was doing was not interesting enough. Now there are two things, focus and interest. But when I look back into the things where I was doing great, at that point of time, I never considered focus as a dimension of doing my work. Nobody told me, including myself, that focus on something to get it done in a better way. It was not the case. I was just interested in that, and I was unconsciously focused enough to do that thing. And that's where I came to a conclusion that focus doesn't happen because you want to focus on something. No, it's not even a dimension in the way you want to do the work. You need to be interested in something, doing some work, and that's the only way you can get focus unconsciously. Focus is not a conscious thing, discipline is. Like, going into swimming or running or daily exercise, they are discipline, they are not focus. Okay, so to be focused, which is an unconscious thing, you need to develop interest in the things you are doing. 90% of the things which we will be doing day in and day out might not be interesting to us, or we may feel so that these things are not interesting. For example, when we were kids, our parents will not always give us chocolate milk. Okay, they sometimes will come up with things like go ahead and drink bitter gourd juice. So we will not get into things which are interested to us all the time. But there is one thing we can do. We can try to find at least one or two important things which we can learn from the work we are doing. But before that, we need to understand and remember that we can learn at least bare minimum few things, even if it is 0.1% from each and everything we are doing. So we need to find a way to learn things out of the non-interesting work. Going back to same bitter gourd example, we can say that okay, if someone asks how bitter gourd juice taste, I have the answer for that. That's an interesting thing to experience out of drinking this bitter gourd juice. So that will make you interested in that. Similarly, whatever you do, whatever work you do, you are going to learn something and make that your USP while doing that particular work. Because when you do that particular work, it will generate some amount of interest, and then you will be focused in that. I can give you my own example, right? I started my journey in software development in a startup where each and everything has to be done by one person. Talking to customer, generating requirements, writing code, writing documentation, writing test, do deployment, do delivery, do support. Everything has to be done by only one person. So I was very reluctant in that, but I realized that it is going to help me at some later point of time. And today, if I am working in software development, nobody can fool me out in any topic, whether it is requirement, development, deployment, or delivery. And Maybe today I am reaping the benefits of all those things which I learned during my startup time. So, the gist of this particular message is that you need to generate interest in whatever you are doing, and you can generate interest if you find something you are going to learn from it, something you are going to get from it, and something that will be useful for you either today, tomorrow, or in near future. So that's all for today. I hope and believe that this video was helpful to all of you. Thank you. We will meet again. Until the next time we meet, good day, goodbye. You take care.